Nerdbots.
It wouldn't be the holidays if we didn't have a holiday edition of Five Things. And this is a follow up to our interview with Stephen LaMorte about the mean one. So we're going to go through our very special list, a little bit of a conclusion to what we went over last year. And joining me today is my special guest co host, my partner in crime on everything that is popcorn related here on Nerdbox, and that is Jenn.
Hey guys,
Hey, how's it going?
I feel like you should know that.
I'll tell you this, I'm still rocking this super tight hat that you got me for last year's episode.
It's not my fault your head is big.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the 5 Christmas horror movies that you should check out. And if this list here is not enough for you, go and check out the Pop 5, where we talk about 5 killer Santa Clauses and 5 hidden gem horror movies. So, before we bring in our special guest, let's get to those.
I am inevitable.
Welcome, Stephen. How's it going?
Hello. It's going great. Hello. Happy holiday episode.
Yes, yes. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the holiday is for you. Merry Christmas. And before we jump into our list of 5 things, so the mean one, let's talk about that a little bit. Do you want to plug that?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, the Mean One is a Christmas horror parody. It's in theaters now all across the country, just about every state. And, we're a tiny little independent film with big dreams, and we are hoping to be around for Christmas. So our theatrical run was just extended by an extra week. So we'll definitely be in until December 22nd. So we're hoping everybody comes out, bring some friends, have a laugh, and enjoy the goofy, silly fun that is The Mean One.
Oh, yeah. I hope the train keeps rolling with that and they actually expand some of the theaters on that, because we weren't fortunate enough to get it here at our Regal. So as I mentioned, we are here to go over the 5 Christmas horror movies that you should check out. So if you're new to the show, how it works is we go round robin style from 5 to number 1, and our guest goes first. Stephen, what do you got at number 5?
I think you should check out the new version of Black Christmas. The slasher version of the original Black Christmas with the sorority girls. Super fun.
Oh, interesting pick. Now, there's 3 of them out there, and I have to say that one is, no offense to you, it's my least favorite of the 3.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I'm a fan of, I don't want to say bad horror movies, but I am a fan of films that, kind of put a new spin on, kind of an old classic. And I really dug that they tried to, I don't want to say modernize, but bring a modern sensibility to, a really specific concept that had been done before. So I dug it. I like what they were going for. And because it was like classic slasher, modern twist.
It's almost kind of like what they wanted to do originally with Halloween, right? So they change the story a little bit every time Black Christmas comes out. It's a little bit different. I think maybe it's worth a rewatch, because we went in hearing a lot of bad things about it. So you went in, it's like, oh, I got to sit down and watch this. So it's probably worth a rewatch.
So my number 5 is Black Christmas from 1974.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah, good slasher film. That one creeps me out a little bit.
Oh, it definitely gives me icky vibes.
There's something organic about, all the 70s movies, but especially, they don't have a huge budget there. You can see, you could just see in the quality of the gags and, the aesthetic of the whole thing. It just feels, I don't know. There's something I like about the realness of a 70s movie.
Now, let's just keep the Black Christmas train going. I got 2006 at my number 5.
Nice. Everyone's got to have at least one Black Christmas on there. I'm glad I represented the least popular one.
Well, you know what? I probably have to say that the 2006 one is probably the poorest quality of the three of them, but it's one of those horror movies that is so bad that it's enjoyable. You know, you got the yellow jaundiced skin of Billy crawling through the walls of the house, and you have some other
Incest.
type of stuff going on in the movie, but it's a fun horror movie.
Definitely. Good pick. I have it's probably a pick you're going to like, Santa's Sleigh. With Goldberg, the ridiculous pro wrestler Santa rolling and kicking and bashing his way through the most silly set design ever conceived. It's so cartoonish and ridiculous. I think it's definitely worth a late night watch.
I'll tell you, I'm kicking myself because we didn't watch it until this year for the first time. I always kind of avoided it because of Goldberg that was in it. But we just dropped a Killer Santa Claus list, and that made number 2 on our list because it's just it's so fun.
Yeah,
Great
there's something
pick.
about a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, which if you've seen The Mean One, people would get. It just brings such joy. Some films are just meant to be enjoyed, and he goes tearing through the brick wall, and the fire, and doing pro wrestling moves. Like, come on, it's even David Harbour didn't do pro wrestling moves. He's Santa and he was a badass, but like, I don't know. I thought it was great. I love Santa's Sleigh.
Well, that's what I need to see as the sequel to Violent Night. I need to see David Harbour's Santa versus Bill Goldberg's Santa, and I'm good.
That's right. Yeah, that'll be great. The rematch of the century.
I had actually never even heard of it. I guess it's something that he had seen, saw it advertised and just skipped over it. So I guess he just didn't feel inclined to tell me about it. But I probably would have avoided it too had I known about it because of Goldberg. But again, it was just fun. It wasn't meant to be anything serious. It wasn't even supposed to be like a fantastic movie that you're just like, yeah, this should have made so much money. It just was meant to be fun, and that's all it was.
Yeah, I actually knew about it from working at Blockbuster because I used to have to straighten the shelves and then see it there all the time. So
that's the thing you miss from the just being able to walk the aisles and look at the the cover art. Now you're like scrolling and skipping, and they're trying to show you what they think you want to see. You don't stumble onto things nearly as easily as walking the aisles at Blockbuster.
Ho, ho, hoes.
Gonna stick with a theme. I'm gonna go with Black Christmas 2006.
all right. That's a great pick.
I just think the incest vibe is what kind of that kills it a little bit. I definitely have a hard time getting through that particular scene, but other than that, I do like the movie. I think that it's I like the way it was made. I like that it looks old-ish, even though it was 2006. I do like that factor.
My number 4 could possibly be a number 1 on either of your lists or anybody's list. So I'm coming out with a kind of a heavy hitter. It's fairly new, and that is Better Watch Out.
Oh, I haven't seen that one, but I've heard really good things about it. They're like, it's on my list for this year for sure.
When you watch this movie, at the end of it, you're going to be wondering, is this guy really a sociopath in real life? Because his acting is just so damn good. He pulls it off, just amazing. And then there's a little Home Alone tossed in there. So it's definitely very entertaining. I'm very glad I watched this one.
Well, the scariest part is he's not a guy, right? He's the kid. He's like 12. Yeah. And where this kid's mind is, it makes you a little worried.
I love it. That's going on my list for sure this year to watch on the plane ride back to back east. I'm going to watch that one.
This is exciting.
For number 3, I have Rare Exports. You guys seen that one?
I have not.
No.
Oh, Rare Exports is cool. It's a foreign film. I don't want to give too much of it away. It's a action horror comedy about these. The real story of where Santa comes from is pretty much what it is. It's got action. It's got comedy. It's got reindeers and Santas, and it's creepy and it's ridiculous. And like, I don't want to give it too much away because the premise is what makes it so interesting. And the ending is just nuts. And it's a Norwegian horror comedy. I mean, that's like, I don't know how much more I can say than that about where Santa really comes from.
It shows up on a lot of lists as being
Mhm.
either top 5 or top 10. So that's something that we definitely got to watch.
It's really, really inventive. Like kind of like, do you guys see The Fat Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like the Fat Man is, takes things you really know really well and just kind of turns it on its side a little bit. This is like that, but to the extreme because it's got a supernatural element and there's you just got to check it out. It's really cool. If you like foreign films, it's super fun.
So my number 3 is a new one, Violent Night.
That did not make my list.
I wasn't sure if we were allowed to do action movies. Otherwise, there would be, I would have made some different choices. I really dug Violent Night. I thought it was super cool. David Harbour is so great, and
Yeah.
the references that they put in there to other Christmas movies, I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you can put whatever you want on your list. You can change the rules as we're going along. That's fine. If you want to change your 2 and your 1 up. For me, here's how I qualify Christmas movies. I didn't put these movies in there, but this is how I qualify it. If it's got snow in it, it's a Christmas movie. So 30 Days a Night is in that list. If it's
Nice.
got a
All right.
Christmas tree in it, it's a Christmas movie. So I throw all of that stuff in there.
Love it. Okay. Noted. Changing my list accordingly.
Yeah, so I actually just slid Violent Night in there and took something out because I
Oh.
just I really like that movie. And here's the thing, it's about Christmas, it's about Santa Claus, and there's a lot of blood. So I figure it fits.
Yeah, and the kills are great in that. I mean, the action's
Mhm.
really, really well done.
Yeah.
I know it's not going to be a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but that Star to the Eye, oh my
Yeah.
God, I love that.
Yep.
I don't know how they're going to do a sequel though. That'll be interesting.
It made enough. I'm sure they will. It's Christmas magic, right? Nobody understands it. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Come on. Which one of you did that? Prancer? So unprofessional.
So at my number 3 is Black Christmas 1974. It is one of the original slasher films out there. And I still feel dirty every time I watch that, just because of what the guy is saying on the phone. You never really get to see him. You only kind of get to suspect who it is.
Hello?
Hey, Mommy. Hey, baby. Baby, all right, Mommy.
Hello? Who's there?
I know you're there. Now see me. You answer me in spirit. Mommy. Come here. Where's Agnes? You
What are you doing?
I just love that film. I do space it out in my watches because of the creep factor that is in it.
That's fair. Look, sometimes you want to be creeped out. Sometimes you're like, this is not today. Not today. And there's definitely some horror movies I'm like, not today. I can't. For number 2, I have Die Hard.
Oh, very nice. Very good. I can't argue that one.
I am firmly in the Die Hard as a Christmas movie camp. The action, the comedy, I mean, the structure of it, it keeps you guessing. It's the casting. I mean, everything about Die Hard. It is a must watch every year for me. Is ceremonial, beer drinking, like sit on the couch with intention and watch Die Hard. I love it. It can't miss it.
I think they just came out, or maybe they came out with it a long time ago, an advent calendar for Die Hard, where it's the building, and then you have Hans Gruber slowly going down the building.
Working his way down. That's amazing.
That is a good number 2. Yeah, very good. You got to throw in the action in there. So I agree with that one.
Now that I know we're allowed to do that, I was like, that one's getting, Krampus got bumped, Die Hard's in.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs.
My number 2 has been mentioned, but it is Better Watch Out.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so that movie came out in 2016, and I think we discovered it around 2018.
Mhm.
And it's a must watch every year since then, and I actually just introduced it to our oldest son. I told him about it, and he just like he loves it. So definitely check that one out. It's good.
It's on the list. I got it. Add it to my download for offline viewing. I'm gonna hit that button.
Outside of the Me one, because I haven't seen it, it is also a very new one, and it is Christmas Bloody Christmas. Yes, I love the colors in it, the neon colors. I love the violence in it. I love the ending in it. I was hooked as soon as they got into the banter over what's good music, what's good movies. It's good all around. It's got that horror goodness, and that's something that I'm going to look forward to watching every single year.
I haven't been able to catch it yet because every time I go to the movies, I'm going to screenings of the Mean One. But we'll see how long it's in theaters for. I think it's streaming on Shudder or something, so I got to make sure
It is.
I make time to check it out. There's some movies I think like Die Hard you can watch anytime, but I'm probably not going to watch a movie with Santa in it in March. So I'm going to try to catch it this year before the tree goes back up in the box.
What is that?
It's him.
Oh, Santa Claus?
Yeah, it's fucking
Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus.
Number one, I have a movie near and dear to my heart that I've always loved, and I am always trying to get people to watch, and is a definite rewatch for me, Gremlins.
That's my number one.
That's my number one too. We got a 5 things hat trick.
Hey, 2 guns. Look at that. I love Gremlins. Oh my goodness. The practical effects, the holiday, the humor, everything about it. I love Gremlins. And I think that it belongs on any list, and they'll never make it like, don't go back to the well. Don't try to remake it. It's just perfect as is. I love Gremlins.
I agree with you. I think it's a perfect movie. Practical effects are just out of this world. It's probably the only Christmas themed movie that I can watch anytime during the year because it's excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is an excellent pick. It's awesome. So we have Gizmo, we have Stripe floating around in our other set. Everything about that movie is great. It's got some good family chemistry there. It's got some good slight gore scenes to it. I think it's perfect for all ages. And that's why it's my number one, is because you can introduce the kids to it at Christmas time without really just shocking the hell out of them with some of these other Christmas horror movies.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, and I'm okay. So.
Sometimes
Well,
I wonder if I turned out okay. I think we don't get to decide if we turned
That's
out
true.
okay. It's like when
I'll
someone
age
says, "You
myself.
smell." I'm like, "I don't smell." It's like, well, you don't get to be the one that decides if you don't smell. That's up to other people.
I'll age myself here. I seen that one in the theaters.
Nice, very
Yep.
nice. VHS watch for me for sure.
Yeah, I did not see it in the theater because, as you know, Dave, my parents don't do horror movies, period. So there was just no seeing that one in the theater.
All right. So that is an excellent number one to close out this list. Do you agree with our list? What's on your top 5 list that everybody should check out? Have you seen these movies that we've watched? Let us know what you think. If not, do you have something that you can recommend us? Drop it in the comments and let us know what you think. Now, before we do go, remember, we just had that interview drop with Stephen. Go and check that interview out. We talk about all things The Mean One, so you get to hear some of that stuff. So check that out. And if you still need some stuff about The Mean One, go and take a look about the 5 things behind the scenes or the origins of the making of the original Grinch, aka The Mean One. So before we go, Stephen, plug away.
The Mean One's in theaters this weekend, so make sure to bring some friends, have a beer and some popcorn, and laugh at our goofy, silly horror film, The Mean One. And if you want to find showtimes and tickets, you could visit our website at themeanonemovie.com.
That will be in the description, so go and check out that link and click on that. Keep checking it. Maybe theaters will be added to it so that you can get a chance to see it. So definitely go out and support it. All right, so thank you very much, Stephen, for joining us. Jen, thanks for being the co-host. And until the next 5 things, season 4, when it comes out, see ya.